Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Kalico, and today I was playing my game, and I don't know, I felt the urge to play some MX versus ATV, and I haven't played this game in like a really long time. It's been like, I'd say like months or something like that. I know I made a video on it like a few months ago or something like that. I can't remember what exactly the video was on, or like I know it was on the game, but I don't know what it was about. But something like struck me today, and it was I realized that this is almost the longest we've ever went without getting a MX versus ATV game. And you might be questioning, well, how long? From MX versus ATV Unleashed, which was released in my birth year, 2005, we have MX versus ATV Untamed, which was in 2007, which is a 2 year gap. Then we have MX versus ATV Reflex, which is a 2 year gap because it was made in 2009. Then we have MX vs. ATV Alive, which was in 2011, which is another 2 year gap. And then we have MX vs. ATV Supercross, which was in 2014. And then that was a 3 year gap. And then we have MX vs. ATV All Out, which was a 4 year gap from 2014 to 2018. And now we have MX vs. ATV Legends, which was in 2022, which is another 4 year gap. Now, we are in 26, the big 26, 2026, and we still have jack squat about another MX versus ATV game. Now, if you go and look, MX versus ATV Legends came out June 28, 2022. So technically, they still could make a game within the 3 to 4 year mark, but this is the difference. We're at the 3 to 4 year mark, and they haven't even been talks of a new game. Like, I hope that I could find it and put it on screen somewhere, but a lot of people in THQ have said that they're just going to keep updating MX vs. ATV Legends because it does everything that they need it to do. Almost like how Bloons TOWER Defense 6, the creators over at Ninja Kiwi said that the game does everything that it needs to do, so they don't need to make a new game because they could just add everything that they want to the game. That's kind of what's happening to MX vs. ATV Legends, where they're not making another game because MX vs. ATV Legends already does everything that they need and want it to do, so they're just going to keep basically updating the game and adding on to it, and that's where we're at now, 4 years later almost, in 2026, is that they're still adding on to the game. Now, MX vs. ATV Legends is a way better game than it was at launch. At launch, it was very shaky, it was not very polished at all, but 4 years later, I think I could definitely say that the game is great. Probably my favorite out of the entire series, right up there with MX vs. ATV Untamed and not All Out, Supercross, but Supercross Encore, by the way. Supercross Encore for sure. I have the most hours in that one for sure. I played the fuck out of MX vs. ATV Encore. Like, literally, I played that like every day for like weeks. Like, I was a straight nerd on that game. I played the absolute shit out of it. So I know that game itself has very mixed reviews, but I don't give a shit. I love that game. Anyways, but here we are in the Big 26, damn near 4 years later from the launch of MX vs. ATV Legends, and there's not even a peep about a new MX game. And I just think that is a very interesting thing to hear and see and realize that we've had a game every 2 to 4 years for the past 20 years. And this might be the game that breaks it, is Legends. This might be the game that breaks the 20-year cycle. And I don't know how I feel about that. I like MX vs. ATV Legends. It's definitely the best out of the entire series and my favorite, like gameplay-wise, in my opinion. Other than Reflex and Alive was right up there, honestly. Like, they had really good gameplay. But, like, my favorite is MX vs. ATV Ew, what the fuck? MX vs. ATV Legends. I really like this game. But for them to not even be working on another game feels really weird because, like, I feel like it's always good to take one thing that you learned from this and add on to it and build onto it and make an even better game. And I feel like that's even more present in games like MX vs. ATV Legends, where it's so easy to build on it and get better at it. And to see and hear that they have no intentions on making a new game anytime soon, 4 years after the release of the game, is crazy. Like, we are balls deep in the development of this game. I don't know how much more they could add into the game when it comes to DLCs and stuff like that, because it's already super bloated with DLCs. If you go and look at the deluxe version of MX vs. ATV right now, it's like easily like $80 to $100 to get all the content. And it's only going up because they keep adding more and more DLC to the game. They're not adding fucking less, that's for sure. So they keep building onto it and adding to it and bloating the game. And it gets to a point to where, all right, how many times is a game developer going to do this where they make a game and they're just satisfied with it? So they just keep adding on to it for the sake of just making the game better instead of making an entirely new good game with a different balance system, a different game system, like a different way of playing the franchise. And it's just weird to me because I feel like it's so often now for game developers to get super lazy and comfortable and kind of take the easy route. And I feel like that's what we're seeing with THQ right now, is they're really taking the safe route with MX vs. ATV, because instead of them making a new game, which it could be so much different. Like, think about it. Like, with MX vs. ATV Supercross, where it was just Supercrosses, right? Think about it. What if we got like a MX vs. ATV, like, outdoors, some shit? Like, it's just nationals. Like, it's just trails. It's just free roam and shit like that. Like, some, like, cool, like, idea like that, where it's the complete opposite of what we saw with Supercross. And, that would be super unique. But instead, we still have updates for MX vs. ATV Legends, which is honestly, more than anything, disappointing. Because like I said, I really like the game. It's probably my favorite out of the whole franchise. But that doesn't mean that, like, I've been playing it for so long that I realistically don't want to play it anymore just because I've done everything that there is to do. Like, I don't want to play the game anymore. Not that it's a bad game, but because I've already done everything. Like, they need to realize that at some point, people are going to stop playing a game just because they don't want... They've already done everything. Like, there's not many updates you could do unless you just keep adding more tracks, which then, people are going to go through, play the tracks maybe 2 times, 3 times, and then they're probably going to get their fill from it and not want to play it anymore, which leads to the same thing that after the DLCs, they're, once again, not going to be playing the game because they already done everything that they did before. They have no reason to play the game. They have done everything in the game. There is not a reason to keep playing. So I don't really know why they keep supporting it. And, well, no, it's okay to keep supporting it, but I don't understand why they keep supporting it without also trying to make another game. Like, it's just so weird because that's basically all we know from them is them making a new game. We could always count on a new game every, 3 years. That's a pretty average timeline. And just here past almost at the 4-year mark and not even hearing anything about a new game, it's like, whoa, like, that's crazy. Like, I can't really put any more emphasis on it. Like, we're almost at the 4-year mark and we haven't heard anything, literally nothing. And that's huge because that means, like, if we look at how long it takes them to make these games, that means we could not see another MX game for like 2028, like 2029, 2030. Like, if they haven't worked on a game at all, which I highly doubt that. I'm sure they've worked on something, but like, if they really haven't been working on a new game, it could take them like all the way into the next fucking century, dude. Like, it's crazy. And it's like nobody even realizes it almost. It's like nobody even cares. I don't know. It's just wild to me because it's like, I don't know. I just don't see anybody talking about it, and it's just crazy to me. Like, an entire gaming franchise could go to being one of the most consistent franchises I've seen to just being floundering and, like, non-existent almost. Like, yeah, the game is good, but when's the last time you heard somebody mention MX vs. ATV? Like, literally. When's the last time you heard somebody mention the game series other than, like, the old games? Like, when's the last time you heard somebody mention anything about MX vs. ATV Legends? Like, it's just, I don't know. Hopefully, which I'm assuming that they obviously have worked on something, but assuming that, I hope that it doesn't take them fucking years to finish whatever it is, but I have hope that they will put out something within the next 2 years, but I can't, I gotta be honest, I do feel a lot of doubt because with us this far into the cycle of MX versus ATV Legends and not having any bit of information about the next game, it's going to be really hard to pinpoint. But I just wanted to like rant about this or just talk about this because I thought it was like really interesting and nobody else was talking about it. Like it's just crazy because people will make this their entire like YouTube content, and it's like I haven't seen barely anything on the fact that we have no fucking idea when there's going to be another game. And it's already been 4 years almost when the games usually come out. So we're at the part where we're expecting a game and we haven't got jack shit. So I don't know. Maybe y'all could let me know in the bottom if we have any information that I just haven't seen. But yeah, peace.